All right, everybody, welcome to Simply Bitcoin, the channel that breaks down all the daily Bitcoin news, meme review, daily fails, software releases. Let's kick off this week. Like and subscribe. Let's go with the numbers.
Clark Moody Dashboard.
All right, so the Clark Moody Dashboard. Let's kick it off with the block height of 656,205. At the time of this recording, the Bitcoin price is 15,372. Chain rewrite days, 662. And the total lightning capacity, again, slight slip there, but still above at 1K, 1,029.72 BTC. So.
It's looking good. It's looking good. And Phil, today we're going to do something a little bit different. It's time for
the price discussion.
Okay, so guys, we usually never talk about this, and there's a reason to this. We don't like price speculation. We're hodlers. We don't really trade. We just buy Bitcoin, try to buy some Bitcoin every day. But the reason I wanted to bring it up, and I didn't bring it up when the price of Bitcoin hit 16K, is again, we don't like to feed off, the bull runs. We like to just kind of give you just a purely factual analysis of what's going on. So we hit, we broke through this resistance, guys. Yeah. This was a major resistance, not because of any technical analysis or any of that BS, but mostly because that was the all-time high of last year, 14K. We absolutely broke through that. I think that this is the beginning of the bull run of 2021, 2022, and that's where we are today. We consolidated. That's a good thing. It wasn't good that Bitcoin just shot up to 16,000. That's not good when things just go straight forward. So the thing to watch out this week is to see where Bitcoin consolidates. I expect it to drop a little bit less, but not so much, and then continue on its journey to the moon. What are your thoughts on this, Phil?
So what I like about looking at these type of weekly charts is that it helps us zoom out, okay, and it helps us see the kind of the price ranges that Bitcoin can possibly have during this positive cycle in the bull run, right? Because like you said at the beginning, I mean, look, technical analysis is just simply confirmation of price. Okay, it's not really a science, it's an art. Okay, as much as people want to debate that, unfortunately, it is an art. So, we mixed in with some math. Anyways, I just, that level from last year, I think was very important. And if we look at the volume, right? If we look at last year's volume, that candle, okay, that was a sell candle. When it peaked, there was a lot of pressure to push the price down. And in this particular case, when we went through that level, there was a lot of pressure to push the price up. So I try to contain my bullishness.
Exactly.
But yes, the pattern is looking very good.
The pattern. It's just TA is such BS, but we wanted to talk about it because we felt like it was important. We'll only talk about this stuff, guys, when it's something big that's happening in the price. Don't expect to see this segment a lot on the show. And
you
Phil,
must respect the lines and the dots.
Okay? Exactly. Phil, it's time for
the daily fail. So it's kind of interesting during these Bitcoin bull runs, and I remember coming in 2017, and I remember seeing stuff like this, and being a noob and a total sucker, I remember thinking these people must know what they're talking about. So Cole Garner, who honestly posts some of the worst shitcoining stuff I've ever seen. This is the part of the cycle. So keep in mind, right? This is when Bitcoin, like when we just pumped right up to, the over 15K and clearly, held above that level. He puts, this is the part of the cycle where you want to be holding ETH. I remember this narrative as well, and it didn't turn out so well for those people that held it. I mean, sure, if you sold the peak, right? If you sold the top, wonderful for you. But most people don't sell the top because it's going higher, right? It's going to go higher. So absolutely. I just, when they do stuff like this, it's like I honestly feel that it's so disingenuous because they know that you see the Bitcoin price going up, okay? And right away they figure they can capitalize on it by kind of putting out there this poisonous idea that you should go out and buy something of lesser quality, but pretend that it has the same qualities.
Yeah, they mistakenly put ETH and Bitcoin on the same level, and they'll make BS arguments like, Ethereum is faster, Ethereum has these capabilities and whatever, but people forget that the fact of using a cryptocurrency is for the decentralization and the security of the chain, right? So what do I mean by security of the chain? It means, like, if I send a transaction to Phil, knowing for sure that Phil is going to get that transaction and it's immutable. You can't change that, right? So Ethereum might be faster, but a Bitcoin is actually much faster than Ethereum, because if you want the same level of security, sending an Ethereum transaction, it actually takes twice as long, right? So, and I'm gonna put a little pop-up right here to kind of, help you guys visualize that, right? So absolutely, Phil, you're exactly right. And I hope you guys learned something from our lessons today. And
Right.
Phil, it's time for
the daily meme review.
All right, so the daily meme is brought to us by 21ism. We did review one of their memes on Friday. It was so awesome. I wanted to follow it up. Tomorrow we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to review some pictures, right? So we got this awesome video. Let's check it out.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you want to know what it is?
Dude, that gave me chills. I'm not even kidding. That was such an effective move. I'm going to give it a 10, Phil.
I am also going to give it a 10.
Woo.
Yeah, that was absolutely amazing. I just really, even the sound, right? It's very important. You get some good, you get some good music, and you get the right visuals, the right message, and it's magic.
I absolutely agree. I think the source material was incredible. That was Morpheus from the movie The Matrix, which is so crazy when it relates to Bitcoin, so it was just so great, man. And remember, that Matrix meme was so on point, but I think that was on par with the Matrix meme, because the music, the delivery. I'm going to watch it right after we finish filming this, because it was such a good meme. It gave me goosebumps. It made me feel good. Yeah. So it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by Crypto Cloaks.
All right. So our first piece of news for today, guys, we have not confirmed this, but this is making its rounds on Twitter. I don't suspect that it could be yes, because we have seen lots of actual official news that governments of the world have been heading in this direction. But basically, the Austrian press is pushing that the European Union Council of Ministers have an almost complete resolution on the table to ban end-to-end encryption on apps like WhatsApp and Signal. So Phil, I don't know if I believe that 100%. The governments have been trying to push this for a while. The almost complete part is suspicious, but man, if it is true, that's absolutely terrifying, because their solution to non-encryption is to build a backdoor. But for anyone that's in computers, you understand that a backdoor doesn't work just for police. It doesn't work like that. Backdoor is a backdoor for everybody. So a hacker, anybody that could hack that backdoor, right? And it's going to be very obvious. It's just a wide open, entry for them. So it's either, it's kind of like freedom of speech, right? Like the things that you don't like to say, you still have to protect them. You still have to protect that person's ability to say whatever they want, because there's no other way to fix that problem of free speech. So there's no other way to fix this problem of securing communications without everyone having end-to-end encryption. And I think that that's something that these politicians don't understand, because perhaps they're using the same logic that they use to tapping phone lines and all that stuff, and they're trying to apply it to encrypted messaging, and it doesn't work, right? So what are your thoughts on this, Phil?
So first of all, that's a very, when I saw that tweet, I definitely wasn't happy about that. It's actually very scary. It's an attack on personal, on personal freedom, on personal privacy. I think that, like you just said, right? It's like, I may not agree with what you're saying, but, I'll fight, I'll fight to the death for your right to say it. Because this is really scary stuff. And if we accept this, right? If we accept this, then that's it. That's another time that we crouch down and we let them walk all over us. And then comes the next thing, right? The next encroachment. And it's also like what you said, right? It's a backdoor for everyone. What a lot of people don't realize is all of a sudden now, right? All of a sudden that backdoor is exposed as well to the employees of the company. And how well are all of these people, like, don't get me wrong, but those are the people that actually have the easiest access to this stuff, right? If somebody would want to hack, what's the easiest way? Somebody who has access to this. So this is very dangerous. I think it totally goes down a slippery slope. And of course, right, nation states want nothing more than to know everything and be able to stop everything, right? I think that if we go down this road, we are going to be sorry. We are already sorry for the privacies that we have given up.
Absolutely.
So
and
we're
guys,
only going to be increasingly sorry.
This affects Bitcoin. This affects Bitcoin because Bitcoin is really it's using the same technologies of encryption, right? It is called crypto, right? So, that's a horrible term. We're Bitcoiners, but Bitcoin is cryptography, right? So, it's just another version of cryptography that they use for these encryption schemes. So it is. I absolutely agree with you, Phil. It's terrifying. But on a more positive piece of news for today, this is the second piece of news for today, and it's brought to us by Asher Corson. And this is a video of Stanley Druckenmiller. Guys, he's a billionaire. Okay, this guy's worth like $4.4 billion. And let's see what he has to say about Bitcoin, and we'll talk about why that's important after.
That has a lot of attraction as a store of value to both millennials and the new West Coast money. And as you know, they got a lot of it. It's been around for 13 years, and with each passing day, it picks up more of its stabilization of a brand. So I own many more times gold than I own Bitcoin. But frankly, if the gold bet works, the Bitcoin bet will probably work better because it's thinner and more liquid and has a lot more beta to it. In terms of copper, Bitcoin could be an asset.
Okay, so why is this important? Why did we just show you a video of this old boomer billionaire talking about Bitcoin, right? Guys, this is important because you're starting to see normal wealthy people starting to admit publicly about the benefits of Bitcoin, right? Our daily fail tomorrow, we're going to show you a video of Noriel, basically capitulating and saying, Bitcoin's biggest cricket, basically saying, yes, perhaps it is a store of value, right? So the fact that this idea that Bitcoin is a store of value is going mainstream is incredibly bullish. It isn't important whatsoever because all us Bitcoiners know the truth. We know the truth. We know what it's worth. We know its value. We don't need to say anything. But the fact that the mainstream, this is guys, Bitcoin didn't exist not that long ago. And the fact that this guy is billionaire on mainstream TV, right, very evil, is basically going on TV and not getting laughed at. It's being completely accepted that Bitcoin has a store of value. It is worth something. It is something. So I love that, Phil. I absolutely think it's incredibly bullish.
Oh my gosh. I'm totally, that is a fantastic, that was a fantastic clip. And it really is, I think people don't understand I think the gravity of what this means when people like this are coming forward. Like, sure, he said he has a lot more gold than Bitcoin, but you could see how much more excited he is about his Bitcoin holdings. So I have a feeling that those Bitcoin holdings are going to be going up, and those gold holdings, I have a feeling, are either going to stay stagnant or drop. So it's going to be interesting.
I completely agree, man. It's such a crazy time to witness this because we lived through so many years of just these guys just touting BS. So, Phil, what's the software release for today?
Software releases. Okay, so look, that's actually pretty big. It looks like we've got Nodal version 0.1.2 that released.
Thank you, Phil. Guys, we have so much lined up for this week. We have a special guest coming on. We're going to keep it secret. You guys are only going to find out when the episode drops. So stay tuned. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. And yeah, you guys know what to do. If you like the show, give it a like. If you guys love the show, give it a subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Simply Bitcoin and No Shitcoins.